Row 15, let's head back down to Kent.
Well, Steve, you mentioned Michigan driver Brad Keselowski. He's from Rochester Hills, hoping to become the first Michigan-born driver to ever win at this racetrack. Crew Chief Jeremy Bollins told me their car drove really well in race trim and had good balance, but they lacked in pace. They qualified in the 27th position. They're going to have a little bit of an uphill battle, but he told me they hope they move the needle a little with adjustments to get more speed out of the car without hurting its handling.
Kim, now we look at drivers starting outside the top 30, row 16. Teammates at Spire, Justin Haley, Michael McDowell. Behind him in row 17, two young drivers side by side. You've got Todd Gilliland, Riley Herbst. And row 18, among the drivers there, Daniel Suarez, who won here in the Xfinity Series 2016. Went on to claim the championship there that year. Cody Ware in row 18 as well. Down to Trevor.
Adam, when we think Michael McDowell, we typically think of qualifying. This team has been so strong every week with qualifying, but they feel like that's put them in defense mode. You heard Kyle Busch talk about the balance of speed versus how the car drives. They've been in that more trimmed out version setup, but here at Michigan, with the success of their teammate Carson Hocevar, they thought maybe they were leaving a little on the table later in the race when they were back in traffic. So they've opted to put a little more downforce in this car. We'll see if it pays off today as this track gets hot and slick.
You think about where he is, every race is big. As you look at him in relation to the cut line and going road racing next week, he'll be a player, no doubt about that. Now our Subway track back, Steve.
Well, we call it NASCAR's fastest track.
Are we fixing to go green?
We're fixing to go green. 5 laps first stage, 75 laps stage 2, 80 laps stage 3. Makes up the 200 lap race, 400 miles. Fuel window. Gonna be a lot of fuel conversation. 43 to 46 laps at pit road speed. 55 miles per hour.
You know, we were talking off the top about one of the big headlines coming out of Nashville. Carson Hocevar, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I want to revisit that, remind fans of what we saw last week and what we think the carryover could be as these two go toe-to-toe today and throughout the balance of the season.
They're getting down to turn 3, down the racetrack. Gets into left rear, sends Stenhouse into the wall. Stenhouse was comfortably really great year going on, and that is all white, clean, and now he's below the cut line coming into this race. Really a big dent in his career, in his season.
And I think some of Carson's strength is his carefree attitude. He's very relaxed behind the wheel, very relaxed out of the race car. Tons of speed. It's going to be interesting. It's one thing to say you've had a conversation, but we have seen many drivers over the years be affected by these on-track incidents and the press after, both positive and negative. It'll be interesting to see what the 22-year-old does with this attention. Does it bother him, distract him, or is it just water off his back as he moves forward through the season?
Big day for Hocevar.
Ready?
90 minutes from here. Top
ready?
10 in this race 1 year.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. No other brand looks better going round and round. Still, always, forever. So much anticipation as you come to Michigan. Everybody wants to win here. 70 miles west of Detroit, big for the manufacturers.
And a benchmark. When you look at kind of the ups and downs and the twists and turns of the summer months, we have Pocono and road courses and a bunch of different storylines there. When I look at this, this is the test of every aspect of your race team, from pit road to horsepower to aerodynamics to driver nerve. The big benchmark for the summer, and an absolutely blast of a racetrack to drive. All the drivers love coming here. A lot of wide room in the corners. You can race all over this racetrack. It's relatively pretty simple to get around. No real challenges. There's some quirky things going on, but it's a fun track for the drivers. You see Briscoe taking the outside line to control his start.
It's a great day. We've got a spectacular crowd. NASCAR on Prime. Ready?
NASCAR is in.
In Michigan. Front row. Briscoe.
Ready?
Let's put the green flag in the air and turn them loose.
Green flag is out. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing that.
Michigan International Speedway!
Whoa! 3 wide already. Three wide. 3 wide. Wow, look at 4 wide way back there. Ooh. Is that cool?
Cool!
A lot of drivers moving around on these restarts, and they'll get tougher and tougher throughout the race. More aggressive.
Momentum outside lane. Here comes Briscoe using the high side to take the top spot off of turn 4. He'll lead lap 1.
Denny Hamlin trying to slide up in front of 17. A pusher he does. Way down on the apron. Alex Bowman going around the 2 of Cindric.
You said he's a driver to watch, making it 3 wide outside of him. You got Cindric and way out there, Blaney in the 12.
They're going to stay 3 wide. Blaney's going to stay on the outside. Huge run by the 12 down the back straightaway. He'll clear in front of his teammate Cindric. Still side by side. Bowman. Cindric into turn 3. Here comes the one of Chastain, the big run they get. All those cars running side by side. Back up toward the front. Kyle Busch on the outside of the 17. He should be able to keep that spot.
Top 3, lap 2, Briscoe, William Byron. We talk about Hamlin, Busch back and forth, and Chris Buescher rounds out the top 5. That bright number 17, painting the line, and right behind him, 21, Josh Berry off to a nice start.
Buescher was really fast in practice. Josh Berry was not. He was not quick in practice. Laid down a great lap in qualifying. It'll be interesting to see if his car can keep this track position. Back up front, the 24, Byron. Briscoe, Byron right now with the fastest lap of the race. That should change throughout the day. Still Briscoe trying on the inside of Kyle Busch. It's so hard. You can get to the inside of the driver, but you see down the front straightaway, the draft the 8 car has on the cars in front of him allows him to clear again. Very frustrating for Buescher, who seems to have the faster car.
You know who's feeling good? 45, Tyler Reddick drops to the rear with some changes, and here he is up 20 spots.
Flat tire practice, damage to the diffuser, had to change it overnight, gave up that starting position, wondered how long it was taking. The motors by Chase Elliott already up to 20th. Unbelievable. We hear about the difficulty to pass. Don't tell Reddick as he climbs the bank. Kim looking to attack Eric Jones in the 43.
Like I said at the top, he welcomed the challenge to pass cars. I asked Richie Billy Scott what the mentality was, and he said, yes, it's hard to pass here, but the last couple of years, Tyler has proved he has the ability to find momentum and pass race cars. Their expectation was to be in the teens by the end of this stage. We're 4 laps in, and he is currently running 19.
It's unbelievable what he's done slicing through the field. It will get harder and harder the further he climbs.
I'll take the under on the teens. But you see, this is the magic of the track. So he drives right by the 9. It looks like he's going to drive away. Then he has this little bit of break in momentum, and now he's back under attack.
Talking about going by Chase Elliott in the 9, can't get away. Right behind them in the 10, Ty Dillon.
Yeah, Chase trying to side draft. That'll allow him to stay on the door of this 45. Here comes the help behind Reddick, but it's a little too late. Down into turn 1. Reddick's going to use the momentum on the top. This will be a tough pass to make all day long for that inside car.